So today we are going to be looking at SBCs. The big question I've got is, how many are you actually completing at this point? Because I'm finding that Evos and just in general players that you've packed are now having a massive effect on SBCs. I've not found myself wanting to do an SBC in God knows how long. It's really been that bad. And the perfect kind of player for this is going to be the likes of Kolo Muani. A huge one. Like, in terms of a card, he's outrageously good. He's a very, very good striker. When you look at him in general, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on him. You got him at 733,000. Oh, okay, we're zoomed in a bit too far there. You've got him in at 733 for the SBC. Very expensive is what it is. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. But if you go for instance, this 88 is 198, so is not extinct as well, which is a big thing. You've obviously got the quick step versus the quick step and also the first touch. But even if then you look at some of the other evolutions that we've got, the big one is going to be the Finesse Express. Now, the big thing is this evolution came out prior to the actual Kolo Muani card. You could have probably guessed Kolo Muani was going to get a card at some point because he hasn't had one in a while, and EA like to go around in cycles. You could probably guess who's going to be next. I'd imagine, just basing, if you look at some of the top cards, you know, Haaland got a Team of the Year. You got Neymar, who's on a Winter Wild Card. You've got Mbappe with a Team of the Year, obviously, and then also having a Player of the Month. Then you look at a Messi. He got a Team of the Year honourable. Ronaldo got a Team of the Year. So you know that the next sort of person really coming into it will be the likely chance of a Neymar. A FUT birthday, a 5-star Neymar. Just, you heard it here first. So when you look at Kolo Muani and you look at this version, if you held out or managed to get him, we've now got a quick step and finesse shot plus evolution that cost 220k on market value with the evolution added compared to the 733, and the only stats really added there are not necessarily that impressive. You got the free composure, big up there, 100%, good dribbling bonus, but one on pace isn't going to make that much of a difference. One on shooting, and to be honest, it's mainly at long shots, volleys and penalties. You got one passing, not too fussed there, and already the physicality is at a decent level. The majority of that value is going into stamina. That's absolutely fine. So if you did take that chance of an evolution for Kolo Muani, you're absolutely trumped out. Now, obviously, he's changed league. You've got the 5-star weak foot rather than the 4, but these are not a worth of 500,000 extra worth of an SBC value. Now, the hard bit of my job is to figure out, is he worth doing? And to be honest, I think he's okay value. Like, he's a good card, but when you look at them Evos, it makes it so much more difficult to say, you must go and complete this card, because if you've got that Evo spare still, no, you don't. It'd be a miss, realistically. So I think for 733, I would say he's okay value if you've already used that Evo. But always bear in mind, just wait on these Evos a little bit. Check the cards that are coming out, because obviously there's a lot to go with. Now, we have got an enormous amount of icons already. I don't think there's been many that have actually gone yet. We've still got 8 weeks on Hullet, obviously 8 and 9 weeks on the new ones, 12 days on Alberto, 11 on Stoichkov, then we've got 6 weeks across the board down here, 28 on Georgie Best, and then we've got a few days left now for the Jarzinhos, for the Vieiras. Now, obviously, in the last video, we put Bale as the number 1. I absolutely love this card. He's an absolute dynamite when it comes to being up front. If you can afford him, if you've already started him, he's only got 18 days left. I think he's one of the better strikers that we can get done. We also then had quite a lot of the top end cards in the decent value for what they are. Now, obviously, with the likes of these Evos, it's going to be the same premise for a Patrick. He's coming in at a 90. is going to be available for an Evo at some point soon, which is going to always be interesting. So the next Patrick we get, so for instance, at the moment we've got the 88 that could have gone into an Evo, and now we've got the 90 that eventually will go into an Evo as well. Whether we do get it that he gets a double play star plus first will always be interesting, and there's a reason why he's still at an incredible value. So I do think when you look at it, I will go Patrick there. Jarzinho, I will still drop off. I'm not a big fan, and that's purely coming down for the price and how many right wingers we have got. In terms of the midfield, I think you can never get enough. Winger-wise, we've had so many wingers, so many Evos as well. Ronaldinho, as much as I'd love him to be 100% complete, I would personally go with a miss as well. 2.4 mil. Expensive still, but the fact that he's 93, meaning he's not going to get an Evo at some point soon. It's going to take a while. I would personally wait out on him, in my opinion. We've obviously got Casillas, I'd say is a decent value for a keeper at 330. Abile, I would say the same at 900. Good centre mid, obviously with the incisive and tiki-taka. Can't really complain too much. Matthias, as much as, again, he's not going to get an Evo soon, he's an absolute dynamite in the midfield. He kind of partners Vieira very, very well, so that's always nice. And then we kind of look through the rest of them. You got Georgie Best at 1.2. I don't think that one's really as bad. Again, we're going for right wing cam. He's got technical and incisive, which is a nice kind of pairing, but at this point, I'd possibly say that's more okay value now, more so than anything. Van Persie, I'd say okay as well. I like him personally, but I get a lot of people not liking him. Pirlo, if he was 90 rated, Pirlo would be an absolute must. At 384, that is phenomenal pricing for what you're actually getting back. Obviously, Torres is going to be up there as well with some of the better pricing. We've got 470. Schweinsteiger, I would go okay. He's kind of in the lower midfield in my opinion. I like his incisive, which is nice, but with the midfielders we've already got, putting in a 750,000, it's very expensive for what he is. Kluivert, I didn't really like personally. I just didn't value the card at all. Stoichkov though, stunning card. I think he could have been slightly better compared to what we've had in previous years, but I'd say he's at good value. Same with Carlos Alberto. I think he's another one that is absolutely fantastic. As well as then the arguments for Hullet. He's going to be up there at 1 million. The fact that he's going to be due an SBC evolution at some point is going to be really good as well. And then we've got the likes of Maldini at 1-1. I personally like him. We've got a lot of centre-backs. I'd say a must complete if we didn't have the sheer amount of centre-backs that we have got going on. It's absolutely crazy. Now, there's going to be a few cheaper ones, but Maldini does hold in a very, very good regards. And then we have the two new ones that we've seen. We've got Ashley Cole and we've also got Bergkamp. Bergkamp's coming in at 177, Cole at 613. Kolo, I would say, is okay. I've never been a massive fan of him in game when you've got Theo Hernandez, you've got Karchawi, you've got Roberto Carlos, you then go to Alphonso Davies, Ferland Mendy. He's always been behind everybody. Now, he's a good card, so I'd go okay value. I don't think he's a quite miss. But if you've got a gold Theo, I don't know why you'd need anything more at this point. And that's kind of the problem we've got. It's at the point now where there's just no point to do him. You might as well wait for a better card. You might as well wait until footies at this point for the vast majority of players. And it just comes down to it, unfortunately. We then have Bergkamp. We've got him in at 177. It's a good price. It's a nice upgrade for him. There's a few upgrades across the board, which is good. Decent amount of dribbling. Pace is upgraded. Shooting, passing. But again, he's going to be one of them players. Do you really need him? Is he going to fit into a striker spot? Is he going to fit into a cam spot for you? More than likely, the answer is going to be no. If you're obviously running an Arsenal past and present, then 100%. That's an absolute must complete. But in terms of a card, I don't even know if he's going to be worth it at this point. It's going to be a while till future Evos. So where does the card fit in at this point? Then we kind of have a look at the rest of the players. Now, we've got a lot of player of the months. In terms of actual players, we're slowly losing out on them now. We're definitely seeing a big kind of dump off on players. We've got a few new nice ones, like we said, with Kolo Muani. We did get a Rafinha, who is for the next season, I believe, in the Brazil. Is it Brazil already? No, it's Brazil already. So he's just the last SBC for the World Objective. I don't know if we've got any leaks for next Thursday to see what the new season's going to be, what nation they're going to choose. We've got a lot of double SBC player picks. The choice between, obviously, like Boniface, Boniface. We've got Witsel, Digne, Mateta, unfortunately for him. And then obviously we got the original Buendia, said that name right, and Nikolai or Nikoli, either one. We've obviously got quite a few of them to go over, but player of the months, I think it's still quite easy. When we look at a lot of them, you've got Yapstan at 840. He's now getting into the evolution point of view, a phenomenal centre-back that is obviously up there with the best of them. And I think Maldini, you could argue Maldini should be there, but I think with the fact that Yapstan could be evoed within the next month compared to Maldini, that's going to be a big dub in my opinion. We've got a lot of standard ones with obviously the likes of Caicedo. Going to be more fodder choices more than anything. I think Zambo with the evolution that he's got is absolutely up there. Cliver I'd personally miss out on. And then we've kind of go into... we've got Morgan Rogers. I thought he was okay. As a value, he's going to be an Evo at some point soon, but I thought he was decent value in my opinion. Verts at 73. Again, a card that's just there, really. Like, it's a solid value, but I would say he's kind of more into the fodder. I'd go decent value, and then it's if you're running a German team. I'd imagine he's going to be at fodder at some point. Obviously, Future Evo for our boy Dembele. He obviously goes into the must complete, but Future Evo is going to be incredible. We have the centre-back, who is unbelievable with the Evos he has got right now, which is incredible. Then, obviously, well, in fact, we go Morgan Rogers. We're going Future Evos, because I think that is where he'll personally go. And then we've got Afinia, we've got Kirby, we've got Mullin, who are coming in at bog standard values. And to be honest, I do like Afinia. I think she's got a cracking card with a rapid whipped pass. Very much an out-and-out winger. Decent ability on the ball, but at this point again, is it going to be enough to put her in? I think they're just very inflated fodder at this point. And even then, with some of the fantasy picks, I know they have got the potential of upgrades. But the problem is these upgrades are either potential or they're going to be too late. Like, if you think of a Buendia right now, even if he does manage to get the double upgrade within the next couple of days, or a week or so, that would make him, what, 90, 91? What are the chances that a right wing at 91 is going to beat out a Team of the Year Blueprint Evo, an attacking Avalanche that we got months ago that was a 91? The likely chance is it's not, unfortunately. I think the value of them is fantastic, but realistically, they're just going to go into fodder. And once they've got their full upgrade, I get a higher rated fodder choice as well. I do like Guti. I think he's absolutely incredible. And I'd go with Felix more into the decent value. I think you could get away with kind of Felix not being completed, whereas I think Guti is an unbelievable midfielder if you can get him. Obviously, with these two as well, because they've got a card now, it is the chance of, do they get a team of the season? Do they get an upgrade in the next month or so, where we do get a lot more double play star pluses, even maybe triple as we go into team of the season? I think these are going to be worth the potential to then Evo later on as well. I think they both have an ability right now, but eventually will go quickly, but potentially then have the chance to obviously be Evo'd in a further field to put them back into that category. And then when we look at the rest of them, you've got a lot of kind of double picks here. You're looking at a whopping 129 for Boniface. You've got then 116 for Witsel or Digne. Mateta or Williams. Personally, I would have gone Mateta 100%. I still think he's still worth it because, again, a future Evo would be nice. But it is unfortunate that he got such a horrendous challenge on him. I don't know if we've got any update yet, but whether he does come back in the next 3 games is very unlikely, I can imagine. There's going to be a lot of precaution around him. So unfortunately, that's kind of killed the card off a little bit, even though it could have been such a good upgrade for him as well. And it's mainly because he can't get that second play style plus yet, because obviously that was the point of the scoring a goal or an assist. He would have been able to get it, which has really killed that card off. But I still think as a future Evo, he's going to be worth it 100%. So I think in these, you're obviously looking at fodder more so than anything. I think Mateta would be the future Evo, and he would be the choice I'd go for. Williams, unfortunately, in that case, would be the miss. Out of Witsel and Digne, again, when it comes to it, I'm going off potential of Atletico Madrid here. I think it's incredible value. Whether Witsel would actually do anything, I don't think he goes too crazy. We then have Boniface, would be about the same, but I think Boniface has got a potential to really do some damage here, and unfortunately that would be a miss on the second counterpart. And then finally we have got Rafinha at a 90, potential Evo, decent right wing, Brazilian. I'd put him in solid. I think it'd definitely be worth having a look at at the absolute minimum. So that is going to be the list for today. Let me know down below what you think, and also comment down below, are you doing any of these SBCs? Because at this point, I think Evos have just taken over.